Welcome to Powerwash Simulator Tournament. Hey everybody. Coming in from the host, how you doing?
Hey, I'm here.
Hey, Tuesday. Thank you for the huge host, the 420 exactly.
Oh my god, did I do it? I'm so
it.
nice, man. I'm so nice. Unbelievable. Yeah, we were doing some mummy games, so I figured I would try and, swoosh that on in. All right, do we got side stream up, by the way?
Yeah, it is rolling. We have one small extra feed this time.
Ooh.
That's kind of
and
a new
hey, everybody
thing.
from the host. I'm Ty Tuesday. Smite is here, the host that I just hosted you over to. Smite's been running a Powerwash Simulator tournament. It is a speedrun tournament where people get a certain amount of gear and they have to wash a place as fast as possible. And no, we're not kidding. So, are our folks ready to roll?
I just gave them the signal to hit go.
Ooh.
So we'll see how this feed works. I do have a little bit of space I could work with to get some more screen space. One more player needs to stay ready and then we're good. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Wash.
And they're off. All right, now this is the second round we've seen on this on the beginning stage. They have again really low level gear, so expect it to take a little bit longer than you're maybe used to.
Yeah, if you've been watching,
just cooking these rocks.
If you've been watching late game power washing, this is very different from that.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, the shimmies. The shimmies, not Electa is absolutely cooking, no butter. Just wiping that floor.
I've always said no to Lecta, I'm not sure exactly though. They are a speed bump regular, they've set a couple paces for us before.
Nice. Glad to see the speedrun community, come together and realize that this is a great tournament to speedrun. This is a great speedrun tournament.
That's cool.
Because hey, let's be real. That's what this is.
Absolutely.
All right. And speaking of which, we got two people both trying to work on the gate at the same time. Looks like No Limit is going a little bit more aggressively on the gate, whereas Not Electa has been going more for the path up front, which, we'll see how it pans out. A lot of space is being left behind by No Limit, which I'm a little worried about. Oh, Rosie's working on the path. Okay, yeah.
Rosie's on the path below. No Limit's on the fence. And it was really funny because No Limit was standing in the way of the...
Oh, getting shoved?
Yeah. Like, they obviously decided to work on different things, but they're still in each other's way a little bit.
Yeah, you gotta watch out for that. Okay, and Not Electa now showing what they can do to these fences, and the answer is a lot, very quickly. I'm loving this sweep. Using that green nozzle with the full extender, which makes sense, because, obviously, the longer the nozzle is, or the longer your extension is, the less room your spray is gonna have to fan out. So those larger, angle nozzles are more acceptable because you're, technically closer to the surface, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I think the distance in this game always throws me off because we're talking 6 inches, that extension. It's not much, but it makes a huge difference, and it's because that gate's actually only 3 feet away. That's just, in my head, I think it's further away than that for some reason.
Oh, yeah. I mean, especially if you get the extra long one. The extra long one, it not only does it make it start farther away, it also, it chokes it a little bit to some extent. So it's if you try and use the extra long, you can use a white nozzle and basically be point blank and still using a dot. All right, getting through that lawnmower pretty quickly. And definitely looking like Not Electa and Captain Carrot are having a bit of a lead because we've seen they're working on similar structures, and there's a pretty significant percentage advantage.
I'm not sure where Carrot
going
is.
for a big shimmy. Yeah, I think I saw Captain Carrot for a second up on top of the deck.
I think they're pink. That's the outfit they chose.
Yeah.
So I'm looking for that magenta suit somewhere in this.
Yeah, the hot fuchsia. Yeah, and No Limit kind of showing what I'm worried about when we get these folks who are just like kind of vibrating a little too fast. You leave a lot behind. You end up just kind of being really, really inefficient if you shake too fast because you basically have done nothing. You have to do another pass over all of it, right? Like you've loosened it up, but like you could go 20% faster and be 100% done as opposed to 50.
I'm still leaning towards the strategy of, especially later, detail work first and then big sweeps later. I think that just naturally causes progress to happen, but I might be wrong.
Yeah, because I think I would go for like one person on, detail or rust work and one person just working on big sweeps on the other side of the map. But honestly, I think the big thing is just having players not run into each other. That really is the worst case, is if you and your partner slam into each other and end up crossing over, you're wasting so much time, it's tremendous.
This big shed it's basically one huge square with a couple of things stuck onto the side that have to be cleaned as well. But it is one piece. One giant cube. There's Carrot working on the fence over there.
And yeah, it looks like they're getting the trellis too. They sure are. Wow. Okay, yeah, so Captain Carrot's in blue. And yeah, look at that. That fence is done. Dang, if they have a percentage lead and they have the trellis done, I don't think I've seen Rosie or No Limit hit the fence yet, which that's a pretty major lead because that thing takes a while and doesn't give you much in the way of percentage.
They did tighten that lead though. They shortened it up. They're coming back. I think I mixed Captain Carrot up with the flowers over there.
Yeah, same, absolutely same. Yeah. It turns out they use the same fuchsia for those flowers as they do for the suit. Okay, going for the roof from the ground. Should work out, I believe.
This level introduces the stepping stool, but you don't need it. Not even a little bit.
Yeah, everything in this is so small that you can just hop up to places. And even the later, some of the later maps, the advantage that you have with two people is if you plan it like we did on that one run, you can literally just say like, all right, I'm going to run at the garage door and crouch, jump on my back, I'm going to stand up, throw yourself on the roof. And you can just say, no ladders, we're just going to bro move smite up there.
Yeah.
Call it a day.
It works, and also, I feel like the ladder is a little clunky. It's hard to put that in position fast.
Yeah, because it snaps in like very specific ways. Has anyone made a bad version of Guile's theme? Sorry, it just hit me that like, damn, Guile's theme is so good.
As long as you hit the right notes, I don't see how you could. Like, you could play it on like the bagpipes or something. Actually, that sounds pretty rad.
That sounds rad, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, yeah, and now we're seeing what I was thinking might happen, which is Captain Carrot has finished up on the lattice and is now working on the deck, and those percentages are starting to pull apart again.
No Limit is
at a very high rate.
No Limit lost the War of the Shed. Is what's happened on the left here. I think they're still working on that, while No Lecta's already been working on what they just started here. The swing sofa, filthiest swing sofa ever.
Unfortunately, I think the just the too fast of shakes on the shed let there be just a ton of spots all over the place, and again, it ended up making more work than it saved. And now we have Not Electa about to be done with the swing. Yep, there's the sofa. All that's left is the roof here. And yeah, we're seeing it now, 73 to 58. The gap is widening once more. Has anyone worked on the pond? I see it looks like Rosie is starting to work on it a little bit, but not getting down into the pond proper. Because I think that's another one that's going to take a lot of time. Those stone walls, pretty awkward to clean.
I thought that someone was working on it before, but that was just flowers.
Easy mistake to make. Okay, and we got a pretty clean walk on the edge here.
There's a grill to do over there. It's got a couple fine-tuned parts.
I'm legitimately very excited for this because I think Not Electa and Captain Carrot, it feels like they've planned, they've done a little bit of practice, and they're executing. Because like, I think they're going to be the first team to like really cleanly beat par.
This is going to be a world record. The backyard right now. There's almost no way it won't be.
Yeah, this is a very good run. I am loving what I'm seeing. Like, again, Not Electa, not trying to go faster than their power washer will let them, just really respecting the tools, respecting the timing, and just splitting up and making it work. Yeah, fantastic stuff. We got the barbecue.
The barbecue is going to ask for a couple odd angles, especially on the gas can down there. It's kind of... They might have to take off that long extension to get in there correctly. That might finally be a problem.
Yeah, that's definitely the one thing I'm worried about here.
I tend to not do that, and I regret it. I always feel better. Like, eventually I take it off and I'm like, wow, really was doing that wrong, huh? it helps.
Wow,
so
that
much.
makes this much easier. Yeah, when I can just get up in it. That's why I usually use the short extender. That's like my default. Okay, we're getting a little bit of button detail work.
These things are the first rust we encounter in this game.
Yup. There it is. Control panel clean. Yo, what do they even have left at this point? The tank? Okay, tank's clean. I think that's it. Okay, path and birdhouse. Ooh,
I hope the birds have not moved out yet. They're going to clean their house while they're hanging out. No Limit has made it to the grill.
Rosie's still working on the outside of the pond there.
We have ourselves 2 matches today. This is a double elimination tournament. This is the second game we've done so far, and we have another team ready to go today. And then the other 2 teams that can possibly go are ready to go Friday night, same time.
Yep.
So we'll wrap this up pretty quick.
Yeah. Again, we're doing a double elimination format, which means even if someone loses today, they're not out of the tournament. Double elimination specifically means you have to lose twice to be knocked out. Now, in Grand Finals, this is pretty interesting because one person in Grand Finals will have never lost and one person will have lost once, which means the person who has lost once is coming from losers and therefore has to make the other person lose twice before they win. Basically, that's if you ever heard someone talk about a bracket reset, that's what they mean, is you get Grand Finals, the person from Losers Finals manages to win one, now they both have one loss. It's down to that. So hopefully we have a situation. I honestly hope we get a bracket reset. I'll say it now. I'm hoping for it.
In my Mr. Triathlon tournament, which has about 3 games left, Andy from the Kuso tournament area has not lost a single time, and he's waiting at the top for somebody to try and beat him twice.
In what?
Andy from the Kuso Grande arena, that very Kuso player, has not lost a single time the entire time, and he's been waiting in the finals for weeks.
In which tournament?
Mr. Triathlon.
Oh, in Kuso Grande. Oh, Mr. Triathlon, yeah.
I'm almost done with that tournament.
There it is, 12:40. Yeehaw!
Yeah, that's 2 minutes faster than us.
Yeah, like that. Yeah, that was our par time. We were just kind of cash blowing through it, and that's what I'm talking about, though. Like a full 2 minutes faster. These par times were pretty relaxed, so I'm hoping to see some cooking. Very good. So Not Electa and Captain Carrot definitely moving forward, and from what I've seen so far, looking to be the team to beat. So I'd keep an eye on them. And Rosie and No Limit are not out of the tournament. We will see them in round 2 on loser's side.
Well, don't get ahead of yourself
actually,
yet.
this is a 2 out of 3. This is a 2 out of 3 tournament. Sorry, my bad. I forgot. We do 2 rounds. Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna crush that bungalow. I believe in them.
Oh, right. Yeah, because round 2 is the bungalow, which is a little tougher. Do we want to let our contestants know and start moving on to round 2? I only mentioned because they're like a full 2 minutes off still.
I'll tell them.
Okay.
New Old Age Home has one. What we're doing is backyard and bungalow, and if there is a tie, we will randomly select one of the vehicles probably to do a tiebreaker, just a real quick 5-minute wash. Using D6.
And the vehicles are so fast too. Like Smite and I loaded in on one of them with the high tier gear, and I think the van took us like 20 seconds? Something like that. Like, you can really cook on those. Oh, ooh, apparently they're gonna need to reload their stage.
They were practicing and it shows. We've confirmed.
Yeah, I mean that confirms the practice for sure, right? And good on them. It shows. Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, looks like our players are in order. Want to restart the timer and send them the Sonic? Get them clicking that hog.
I had a taxi cab emoji and I just wanted to use it.
Nice. I love a good taxi cab emoji.
I don't know where it came from. Why is it?
You know, in case you're a taxi driver and want people to know about your profession.
Oh, we're positioning in front of the ladder. So my rule for this tournament that I just kind of made up just now is you have to be on the ground. You can't have somebody starting on the roof, but anywhere you want to be, including right in front of the ladder, is fine with me. I just want them to be on the floor. I think on a bush is fine, just as long as they're not up on tier 2 or tier 3 of like the castle. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
All right.
You can see some struggles with the ladder already. This is what I was talking about earlier. It's just not a simple thing to speedily put that down.
Even starting right next to it, it can take a minute to just get it to pick up. And again, No Limit going really aggressive with that low tier washer, and I just don't know if it's gonna work. I think it might be a little too aggressive for the washer for the situation. They're leaving a lot behind. And especially if they try and do that when they approach like the moss and some of the heavier stains, they're just gonna be there all day.
Yeah, I think so. I was worried about this when Terravan was doing it, but Terravan was more controlled.
Yeah, Terravan was doing smaller sweeps, and even then, there were a couple times where it bit him a little bit, but not too bad. Like, Terravan mostly kept it under control. And No Limit, just, I feel like they're going too wild overall. I think they maybe are panicking a little bit. They need to remember, at the end of the day, this is a Powerwash tournament. Relax. Relax.
You need to meditate.
Cool. You can chill.
Teach your Zen power washing technique.
Exactly. Meditate under a waterfall until you can use your power washer to cut it in half. Okay, and really good groundwork from Not Electa and Captain Carrot. I'm actually amazed that hasn't popped yet, but it's probably just right on the verge.
There's a small lead on Team A here, but again, that percentage can go wild based on what you're cleaning. The roof is a big wide area full of dirt. That counts.
And if you're cleaning it but leaving stuff behind, that will still increase the percentage counter. It doesn't wait until stuff pops. So you can end up 99% complete with just a bunch of little smudges everywhere. And then, you know, you're 99% complete, but like, are you really?
Rust and such is very nasty, but it counts just as much by space. It's measured by amount of rust and amount of dirt and such. And so those two things aren't equal, but percentage-wise they are.
Which, the tools we give the players, we full-heartedly expect them to be able to finish under the, 25 minutes or whatever, we're going to hard cut it off at. But for later matches, if they have slightly underpowered gear on, like, a particularly hard map, it might come down to optimizing your percentages. Like, it really, really might, Just another thing to think about. There's so many layers in the Powerwash Simulator tournament.
That's right. The tournament is looking for, as if you were doing a job and you had a 30-minute time limit. Guy wants to show off his bungalow in half an hour. He didn't think this very well through. That's why you're getting paid the big bucks. And it does seem like you make a pretty good amount of money at this.
I mean, hey, if you're the world record power washer, I think you can just be like, yeah, I'll do what a normal guy would take 4 hours to do in 20 minutes. I'm gonna charge you the same amount, but I'm gonna be in your way less often. Like, I would still be like, all right, okay, that's not a bad deal.
You're setting up the vision in my head of like a mercenary power washer in a dark bar, ready to kill somebody for $1.
Yeah, like No Country for Old Men, but instead of the like cattle thing to kill them, it's just using a power washer to clean things very fast.
Working on that chimney. We talked about this last time, but this map is going to introduce the idea of half of it's going to be above and half of it's going to be below. You have to get the underside of these house parts to get them to click, and that might be confusing. And it might make you waste some time trying to clean something. Like, you might be going after every little bit of smudge, but something as big as the roof, you don't really have to do that. What you need to do is find the big splotches of dirt and get them off. Once you've gotten the majority of this, I have a power washer. It's not as powerful as these, but I've cleaned my concrete deck with it.
Also, yeah, power washers. Actually a huge pain in the ass in real life. Also pretty dangerous. Also very wasteful of water. Not a thing you just want to pull out for no reason. Anyone who just like power washes their driveway once a week can go to hell. I said it. I'll say it again. Play Power Wash Simulator instead. It's good for environment and also fun. It's a good time.
The deck that
They're
my
actually
parents bought, they hadn't cleaned it in like 5 years, and that needed power washed.
And yeah, there actually is Mayo 365. There's a mode where you can try and optimize the amount of water you use while cleaning. There's both a speedrun mode and a minimum water mode. So if you want to try and be super precise and use as little water as possible, you can go for it. You can optimize for it.
I haven't tried that yet.
I did it once. It was interesting. It's not what I want out of Power Wash Simulator, but it is cool that it's there.
Oh, they're doing the strats, the hopping strats. That was
Okay,
so
now
fluid.
we've got Not-Electa. We've got Not-Electa and Captain Carrot. Not-Electa working on the roof, which the other team has already, and I'd say that's probably the easiest percentages by and large. And so I imagine we'll see Not-Electa and Captain Carrot really start to mount a lead here.
They had Captain Carrot cleaning the wall, and without a hitch, without even looking like they said anything, Not-Electa bounced right off of his head onto the roof.
Amazing. Yeah, you gotta use that bro move. It's the best. It's the best. It saves time. It gets someone on the roof. Yeah, I wonder if they just shot a quick, hey, I'm gonna stand still. I'm gonna jump on your head.
Hey, you got strong shoulders, right? What? Yeah. Our guy weighs as much as a cat, so I didn't take fall damage or anything.
This is the part-time that was set by round one's competitors, right? Because we didn't have a tier 1 time? Okay, word. So yeah, we'll see. Not-Electa and Captain Carrot looking like they might blow the doors off of that as well.
I think 15 minutes is going to be a pretty solid par time, and so we're just going to have another world record run here.
Yeah, not Electa and Captain Carrot very much looking like the team to beat at this moment. They're clean, they're playing together, they're thinking about their spacing, they're not overextending their tools, like they're checking every so often, did I actually get everything? If they didn't, they do a quick sweep, you know, like making sure they never have to revisit an area, right? And I think that's really what it comes down to. You never want to have to walk back. Every time you walk, that's wasted time, you know, like that's bad economy.
Obviously, we don't have a whole lot of records for what the par time should be, so we'll be modifying that as we go. That's what happens when it's brand new. When you open up a new golf course, nobody knows how many strokes it takes. You can kind of guess.
Smite Nice spent a day on the course and we're like, I don't know, we're all right at this. This is probably the average.
Once this tournament is over, I'll have real numbers for these maps.
Nice, and that's what I'm talking about. Like, not Electa knew for a fact that thing should have popped, and so just looked for a couple small spots, hit it with a burst or two, and bing, done.
They're also trying to get the gutters while they're at it, and that's the thing that gets left behind. I would say that's probably the big threat here: gutters and paneling.
Yep. And it's one of those things too where gutters are one of the tricky ones where if you play co-op correctly, they're easy because you have one person shoot them from the top, one person shoot them from the bottom and the sides, and like even if you don't get it perfect, you'll usually get enough to get them to pop if you hit it from two angles like that. Mm-hmm. But if you just do the top, you're going to spend so much time trying to get the top perfect, and it's never going to pop because the problem is the front.
Well, Note Electa has pretty much caught up on the roof mission to No Limits on the left.
Yeah. If not, has pulled ahead.
And that's interesting, because they had a large head start on the left just with this one specific task. So there's obviously something going on the right that is trumping what's on the left here in terms of speed and efficiency.
Again, I think a lot of it is just like, Not Electa is making sure that when they do a thing, they're done with it before they move on. And that includes, like, for the roof, like, I'm going to do this quarter of the roof I'm standing on, then I move forward. I do a quarter, I move forward. Like, they just have a really good sense of when something is done enough and aren't leaving a ton of spots behind.
Is that the mercenary power washer you drawn there?
Ah, the stranger. He'll clean your clock.
If you watch footage from the official Powerwash channel, they definitely are big on the appeal of power washing. That's the kind of photo they print, and I think just doing what they're showing but fast is the way to go. They are very sweeping, clean motions. They make sure not to miss a single speck of dirt. It's very much how you would actually power wash, kind of. Like, it's just like from the top to the bottom, left to right, just then back, right. Like you're mowing a lawn, but with dirt kind of pat.
Also, with real power washing, you really want to start at the, from one side and work down because gravity exists. Gravity is a factor in real way. In Power Wash Simulator, do whatever you want. Who cares what way the water goes? In real life, yeah, you don't want to have a bunch of dirty water covering your work. Let's see how we are here. We've got, again, a pretty hefty lead. Not Electa coming up to the roof well afterwards and then just getting the roof done in
minutes.
A quarter of the time of No Limit is... No Limit's still not done, and I think Not Electa's about to be done. Like, they're spending a little extra time on these gutters, which means it probably just needs to be hit on the front a little bit at this point. So I think they did a pretty good job up here.
Without using the ladder, it can be... Yeah, there it is.
There it is. Nice.
You don't really have the ability to get the angle they expect you to get without the ladder, but you can do it. By hanging off the side with one arm, you can get in there. Very easy to fall off when you're doing that. That's definitely the risky play, not using the ladder at all. But it certainly can be done, and I think they've practiced and they know that.
Yeah, getting those kind of inside-out shots on the gutter, where you're like hanging off the edge and shooting into the gutter, they're so hard to do, but they're so valuable. Because yeah, they absolutely just like 100%, no questions. You don't need the ladder if you can do those correctly. But yeah, they're super easy to mess up. If you scooch a little bit off to the side, you have just wasted however much time it takes you to either find your partner and jump back on the roof, or go grab the ladder, put the ladder down, climb back on the roof. Like, you're burning a solid 15-20 seconds no matter what. So, which again, in a race where we're talking about, 15 minutes being a really, really good time, or in the case of New Age Old Home, the 13 minutes, it's looking like
99%. They got 3 items left. One of them is this gutter that's already been found. That's done. They're looking for 2 panels now, and that's it. I knew the panels would be a problem, but they're probably on the back porch. They're trying to figure out which ones they missed, and this is what you hate to see. Captain Carrot must have missed a panel somewhere. They found one of them.
What they really need to do is just crack open that menu and try and get it to... Oh, they found one. One was on this edge.
Oh, that's it. 1320.
There it is, 1320, even with a little misstep there. New Age Old Home, just cooking. You can feel they put the time in. You can feel they put the time in. You don't get times that fast if you didn't work a little. Love to see it. So now, we will see Nautilekta and Captain Carrot moving on to the next round. Rosie and No Limit are not out of the tournament yet, though. We will see them again in the second round on loser's side. And, hopefully they'll make a full run back. I appreciate a little, Asus. Amogus.
Powerwash art.
Thank you for the Amogus on the way out. Yeah.
I see what was practiced over here. Geo and Drex will be playing Nautilekta and Captain Carrot in the future, and I hope they saw this and are ready for that threat.
Yeah.
Because
wow.
they got a bye into round 2, so they didn't get any practice yet. So I would say getting the bye is a disadvantage in this tournament.
I would say getting the bye in this tournament is a disadvantage if you don't take it seriously. If you don't do a little bit of practice on the side, and your opponent's coming in and they have some practice, they understand what they need to do, and you haven't labbed it at all, yeah, you're in trouble. All right, should we
I'm gonna tell the
honk at our next squad?
We do have one more match for you. It is Blue Jello and John RG versus Wally Python and Ryudo.
I know a few of those people. I actually think I know almost everyone in that. I'm gonna go grab a drink real quick while we're swapping over. But hey, everybody, if you aren't already following Smite, please do. Smite runs all sorts of cool tournaments. This ain't the first one he's done, and it certainly won't be the last. Also, if you haven't seen Arcade Pit on Sunday, you are messing up. It is the best game show on Twitch. Don't at me. It is. Everyone else can hold that. And now also the best game show on giantbomb.com, which you did earlier today.
Oh, we had Jam it mess up twice. That was brutal.
I'm gonna have to watch that. Unfortunately, it was right when I was in the gym. Whew.
It was good.
Well, I'm gonna go grab a drink. I'll be back, and hopefully soon we'll have our third match of the tournament.
Yep. The subtitle is so long it's cutting into my... I'm gonna switch them actually. Blast processing can be on the left. For the sake of UI, we will switch them up. Does that fix? I bet it doesn't. No, it does. Nice. You love to see it. These two teams are a compatible match. We'll be probably 5 minutes before the next round is ready at least, so hang out, folks, while we wait for the players to connect.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, we've got Wobbly Python and Ryudo for Team Blast Processing. Wobbly Python, fantastic artist, friend of the stream.
Yeah, I'll put their
Ryudo-
art on screen in a second here.
Oh hell yeah.
That they just drew.
Ryudo is a member of the Colorado fighting game community. Incredible dude, one of the nicest people I've ever met. Phenomenally good at just about any game you put in front of him, and just really, really good, positive, competitive attitude, no matter what. So, like, I really think Ryudo and Wobbly Python have a great chemistry. I would be shocked if they don't do pretty darn well. Blue Jello and John RG also, Splish Splash, your property's trash. Very excited to see how they do. Also, cool. Yeah, I love a nice ad.
Yeah, I can't do anything about that.
Yeah, unfortunately, when you're doing the direct embeds, yeah, nothing really to get around it.
At least it only plays one usually, and then it's good. John RG will be the big screen, maybe the only screen on the right, and on the left we have Wobbly Python on the big screen, and Ryudo seems to be planning to broadcast their side.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, I've been playing a lot of Shovel Knight recently. Not the game Shovel Knight, but the character Shovel Knight in the game Rivals of Aether. He's so funny. They made the funniest character in video games. It's unbelievable. Love that little shit. Sorry, I was thinking about the music.
Yeah.
Banjo Guy Ollie does some nice covers.
Those guys are making a new game, and it seems like it's hitting it off pretty fast. They're definitely going to succeed with that one.
Yeah, what's the name of it? I saw like a little bit of it, and it looks incredible. I mean, it looks very promising because it's Shovel Knight, Yacht Club, the people who made my favorite Mega Man game, are now also making what is gonna probably be my favorite. I can't remember what kind of game it looked like.
It was like a Castlevania kind of looking game, I think.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I looked at it. It's called Mina the Hollower, though.
Is that the name of it? Okay, word. Yeah, I should look at it again. Everything I saw for it looked really promising. All right.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it was a Zelda-like. I'm thinking of a different game.
Oh, is Blue Jello, I believe, is also trying to stream. If you want to get the second little feed.
Okay.
All right, and Ryudo has said he is live, so hopefully should pop in a bit.
I see the washers. They do have skins for their washers if they want to use them. One of the advantages of everyone streaming is we can make sure they're using the right tool, which they are. They all are at the same in the washer here.
Everybody, I cannot believe we already have picture-in-picture. We have a full 4 cameras for this. This is This is the power of Smite, by the way. Smite will say something is a good idea, and for a normal human being, they would take like a month and a half to implement it. Smite's like, yeah, I'll get it done in 5 minutes, and just does it. It's wild.
Can boost the size of this a little bit. We are good to go. I'm gonna give them the countdown, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Back to Sonic. I'm done with taxi cabs.
All right, that's a 2 check.
It's like you have a PDA with your little friends fishing on it like a Warhammer team. They just get the feed from their Space Marine buddy.
Okay, we got 4 check.
I'm always one of those, so that's it.
Nope, there it is. That's all of them. All right. Countdown
3,
starting.
2.
3, 2, 1. Get it.
Backyard begins once again. Maybe the last time, actually. Hey, look. It actually is, yes. This is the last time we'll see the Backyard and Bungalow because we'll be moving on to round 2 after this, a whole new set of maps.
Yup.
On Friday, we will be doing probably the Urban X U2 washer, a better washer that's just all around. Like this washer here that we're using, it has 0 penetration on rust and grime, but the Urban X2 has some. it's so much better to have some than none in this game. It's tremendously strong comparatively.
Yeah. It's the difference between needing to get on the pinpoint nozzle and getting right up next to it versus being able to use the yellow nozzle at like a comfortable spacing. It sounds like not a lot, but holy smokes, when you're talking about dealing with the rust and dealing with like how much time it takes and how specific you have to be with it, it is such a pain.
We got the shed being attacked already.
Mm-hmm. We got Shed on one side. I'm seeing John or G going a little heavy on the steps up front.
Little doghouse attack on the left as well. As both sheds under attack. Oh man, should I get a doghouse? Oh, I don't even have a dog.
Alright, and Ryudo working on the path. Pretty clean. Definitely a little worried about how they are starting to fall behind. Not too much yet. But pretty clean lines with Ryudo. Maybe a little too conservative. I'd rather go a little too slow than a lot too fast, but we'll see.
I feel like the long range nozzle extension with the yellow here is probably overkill.
Yeah.
You could step further back, I guess, to make up for that.
And if there's one player in this competition that I would worry about being like a little uneasy at first, and then before the end of the first round just being the best player at it, it's Ryudo. it's Jamal. I know that fool personally, and like, man, sometimes like he'll be like, oh, what's this game? And then play like 2 rounds of it, and then you're like, you could get top 8 at a major already. What's wrong with you? So definitely a thing to watch out for. Ryudo just randomly getting incredibly good.
I'm probably going to do some with the names.
Chris's main stream. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll probably make that more clear this week. Just put a little tag up on the top right there to tell who's the main screen.
Yeah, Wobbly Python struggling a little bit with the shed. Yeah, I think that long extension with the yellow really cost him. That being said, we have a really tight race again. Like, Ryudo and Wobbly Python are now ahead on percentages, but again, Ryudo's been doing a lot of the deck, which is a lot of the most consistent percentage work. But, you know, also we have, Blue Jello also has been working pretty heavily on that as well. It's tight. This is a really tight one.
They have the advantage of the blaster decals for their sprayer.
And yeah, I would definitely be hesitant about... I'm always, of course, the person who always has the short extension on, like never the extra long, never the long, because I just always want to be able to keep my gun out. This is really showing, like, it can cause an issue. If you have the long range, sometimes it focuses your beam too tight, and you just don't get enough coverage to clean things efficiently. That being said, Wobbly's doing really well here, really managing to fit their tool to the job very carefully, keeping their line straight. Not shocked that an artist can do a heck of a good line, but, you know, here we are.
Sometimes it seems like one of the players always gets stuck on the shed for a long time, but despite that, they are pretty much in exactly the same clear still. It makes me feel like they are on pace with each other.
Yeah. Like, again, they have a 1% difference, and as we've talked about before, 1% isn't real. Like, honestly, I wouldn't even say someone has a lead until it's at least like 11% of difference. Just because, again, it could just be choice of things. Like if someone went for the trellis first, their percentage is going to be lower, even though they did the harder thing.
It feels good to have the hard thing done and just obliterate the rest of the map. It might be a strategy to make the enemy think they're in a safe place and they slow down. When they I don't know. It's probably not good here because probably no one's watching the stream. They're busy. They're in high focus mode.
Ooh, okay. I like that clean from Wobbly Python. That was a great angle. Nice use. All right, Wobbly heading to the path.
Yeah,
Ryudo working on the inside there, working on the pond a little bit.
1% isn't real, but the last 1% is definitely real.
Oh goodness, yeah. I mean that's the realest percent. Is the last one. Oof.
You gotta take down the dirt champions. That last 1%.
Okay, almost got the bottom of the grill taken care of. My concern right now for blast processing is I don't think anyone's touched the trellis, and that... Honestly, I think Wobbly Python might be able to clean that up really, really quickly. God, I hate the long extender nozzle with the yellow. It really is, like, I think holding them back more than anything right now. If they either switch to the green nozzle or switch to, like, a shorter one, I think they'd be good. Oh, someone has the stream audio on. There it is.
Step of time.
Nice. Immediately the speed is just skyrocketing.
Yep. I think, if they weren't listening, then they switched because they ran into that thing where
they realized you couldn't have your gun out. Yeah, if you're too close to it.
If you're too close at all and you're actually brushing your nozzle against the floor, this game will pull your gun away. You can't even do it. It won't even let you.
Yep. If you have stubby gun or short extension, you can always have your gun out. But as soon as you go to like long, yeah, it can be a big issue. Yeah, I think they just realized they had run into the back of it and weren't going to get away with it. Okay, turbo nozzle on the dials. I like that a lot.
The turbo nozzle is the only one of the nozzles that this one does not start with, and it is a strange one. It rotates really fast, and it gives you a wider reach. I would use it. I usually use it at range because I feel like at range it really cleans up well for some reason, but I don't tend to use it anywhere else.
I use it anytime I would use the point washer, just because like it gives you slightly more coverage and basically identical amount of like cleaning power. And yeah, again, this is Wobbly getting really hurt by that extender nozzle, because if they just had the short, they would have gotten that in one sweep, but their beam was so narrow that they left a little bit behind, and now they're gonna get dinged for it.
Yeah, the thing they should be doing if they're doing this is switch to green. It just makes sense to just bump it up.
Blue Jello and Jonergy managing to pull a little bit ahead. Jonergy working on that, or Blue Jello, I'm sorry, working on the trellis here and doing a great job on it, I might add. Just really cleaning it up. Yeah, I'm loving this. The way that Blue Jello is approaching the trellis of like backing up, getting a long angle and hitting it from that angle, then going, you know, moving so that they're kind of hitting it from 90 degrees or so from where they were initially, and just getting it in two sweeps. So good. Like, this trellis is almost done, and they've barely spent time on it. Like, that was so fast.
Yeah, it's got a lot of little pieces in it, but you can get them mostly done from each angle if you hit them from each side and then
there
below.
It is. Yeah, one little sweep on the backside and that'll do it. Yeah, that was so clean. Blue Jello. I'd like to give a little applause. That was a good strat. This is second match of the night, Indigo.
Yeah, we did not make the mistake of telling people to take a whole hour for this. Not yet. Maybe in round 3.
Yeah, maybe in the longer rounds, but the first one's, yeah, roughly like 40-minute estimate.
When they're clearing these maps in 15 minutes each, it's over fast.
Yeah. Also, that first round, oh boy, we had what was the name of the team? New Old Home? Old New Age Home? Something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, Captain Carrot and Not Electa just set a new land speed world record for Warshin. It was incredible.
So far, it's been 2-0 sweeps in every match. We'll see if that continues, but that certainly speeds it up as well, not even doing the tiebreaker. You can see a stark difference between players. So don't let anybody tell you there's not skill involved in this, because there obviously is.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell when someone's practiced, right? Like when they've actually like kind of optimized what gear they're using, put some thought into like what angles they're going to approach different obstacles from. Okay, tiny car. And yeah, we got a 93 already. Yeah, Blue Jello and John RG. Splish Splash, your property's trash. Going wild.
They've got 2 minutes to
And
set the record again.
Yeah.
They might.
Yeah, we might have a new land speed world record. For what it's worth, I think some of the stuff they have left over is like the grill, which could end up taking a lot more time.
There is a volcano in this game, and that is what's happened to this time.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Actually,
there's actually a bunch of story to it. It's pretty funny. It's very charming.
I'm looking forward to finding out what happened to all the cats. What could have made all the cats disappear? They're all gone. There is a volcano visible and erupting in one of the later stages, and one of the players who has like a fear of volcanoes has asked the devs to please give them an option to remove the horrible volcano from sight.
Oddly enough, not the first time I've heard about that fear.
It's kind of creepy. You're up on a Ferris wheel and you see death over there, so I understand. It would be like cleaning a pool with jaws in it or something to me.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's one of the things that it's easy to forget about because the rest of this game is so good and so laser targeted at doing what it aims to do that it's easy to forget that there's like very charming, goofy writing in the background happening while you're also doing this. It's like, it's a little detail they didn't need to do, but they did it, and I'm glad they did because it really does add like an extra layer of charm. I really can't say enough nice things about the devs of this game. Every change they've made, I've been like, yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, that's a good. Hey, that's a good idea. Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, I agree. That's a good idea. Like, huh? I think these people just know how to make a video game.
They're ganging up on the gas can. They can't figure it out. It's stopping them from getting the world record. Now they got it by 16 seconds, I think.
Oh, 12:04.
That's 1 point to the right team. Last processing.
Not as far behind as we thought. Like 96%. Like they're right there. They might have also managed to set a record if it wasn't for the fact that Blue Jello and John RG just set a new faster record.
They just have these chairs to do, and whatever left. It probably still
one
a minute
fence.
left.
There's a fence behind him, a huge fence. That's so easy.
I find these chairs to be a troublesome thing.
Yeah, they're very much a. You have to dedicate that you're going to be very fast and try and hit them from 3 or 4 angles. If you try and hyper focus on one angle, you're just never going to be done.
Yeah, I feel like they did certainly make a lot of progress in this. I wasn't watching them too closely. I was watching the world record.
This is what I'm talking about, is like, if you look away for a second, Ryudo just gets faster. It's really scary. He does this in fighting games too. Yeah, pretty solid time from them.
When you're almost done in this game, the last 3 will pop up on screen to tell you exactly what objects you're looking for. They're looking for various things still, so they still have a couple. Now there's the menu you can highlight with. They're mostly done. They just have 4 or more different parts to go.
Dang, yeah, they ended up with a lot of scattered stuff.
This shed has created problems. I see some dirt on it. There you go.
Up on the upper lip. All right, there we go. Weird. So yeah, of the final 5 things, they were all the shed. But the shed is really the secret make or break of this map, isn't it? Like, if you take no time on the shed, the rest of it's free.
It seems like the place where everyone gets hung up. We did it, Tide Tuesday. We beat Team Blast Processing. It was close.
Yup. And that's what we're talking about, though, with that last percent. That last percent can be brutal. Because they were at, what, like 95% like 2 minutes ago?
Mm-hmm. They're looking
And
for
now
a
it's
fence.
literally just, yeah, which post is it? Which post did we not get? And again, you can click and it'll make it like blink on screen, but you have to pull up the menu for a second.
I would do what they're doing and pan around looking for the one with some UI lighting up. There it is.
Yup.
He saw it, didn't identify which one it was though.
Yeah, I saw that tiny pip of health as he panned over it.
I don't think you noticed.
Oh no. Yeah, this is just a matter of I don't know if these players have put a ton of time into Power Washer outside of, you know, a little prep for this tournament, because this is a thing that you run into a few times over the course of a campaign playthrough, so you will be ready for this situation.
Yeah, this can't be avoided.
Oof.
This will happen to everyone.
Yeah, this is why you gotta open up the menu and click that button and just accept that, hey, you gotta have it highlight, like, because yeah, the thing is, you can look when you highlight something, it'll show a little life bar, and you can see there's one that has a life bar left. Yeah, there it is.
Finally saw what I saw. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
It was the one on the end.
Mm-hmm. It sure was.
Gonna set a new world record every time we do a map. Is that how it's gonna be?
Apparently, yeah. They're getting faster. Oh yeah, I bet Wobbly Python has some choice words for that post. I know I would. I'd be cussing at that post. Oh man, I'd be unloading every swear I got in my chest.
The health bar is up in the top left, so in a wide resolution like our players are probably using, it's kind of hard to notice it. Like, you develop a skill for it, but the health bar is not dead center like it is in like a shooter or something.
Yeah, like you have to be able to pan around and still have that awareness up in the corner to notice when it's off.
Bungalow coming up. Sonic is out. Round 2. We will be having a significant change in power between this and the next one, so that'll be interesting. I hope the players are ready to switch and have tried the second save file, because it's going to be quite a difference.
Also, I love in the chat, in the discussion of this, and the countdown, by the way, 3, 2, 1, and they're off.
Sorry.
Blue Jello mentioning in the discussion of just like faster than the practice run we did, which like, hell yeah, gamer. I love to hear it. That, because you know what that means? If it was faster than their practice run, that means they did a practice run.
Yeah. That implies at least one practice.
Mm-hmm.
Power washing a loading sign for the main screen on the right, but they're obviously still connected.
Mm-hmm.
I can see what they're doing on the little screen.
Yeah.
There it goes. Wobbly Python taking directly to the wall. I don't know where Ryoto went, but oh, they're up on the roof. Okay, yeah. So they are leading the percent game again, and that's why they hit the big sweeps. Meanwhile, the other team is working on the gutters and the
Wobbly
wall.
Python again, just standing a little too close with that extra long yellow. Just a little too close. You gotta space it out a bit more. You're kind of wasting width at that point. That's the trick, right? You need to stand close enough with a tight enough beam that you can clean stuff, but not so close that you're wasting your width, right? Like, you want to be going as wide as possible, as quickly as possible. Yeah, there. Okay, yeah. Now we're hitting that green. Yeah, immediately.
The fastest technique.
So much more consistent.
Yeah, the absolute fastest technique is going to be a matter of experience blending with how do you measure what kind of dirt this is, how much power do you need, how far away should you be, and how far can you spread it. You want the maximum spread you can get away with.
Yep.
I tend to not like leaving much garbage behind, so I always overdo it a little bit with the yellow. That's why I like that nozzle. It doesn't tend to leave stuff behind, but I do have to sweep it. Sometimes I overkill basic dirt with that method. I think that's something I could improve on time-wise. If I could get the dirt he's working on here, you could probably get away with. Even the white nozzle probably would get most of it except for the moss.
Or if you wanted to use yellow nozzle, you could. You just want to leave it stubby.
Yeah, that would work. It gives you a big spread.
Yep.
Later on, we will have yet another nozzle that gives you like 2 feet of range. Lets you get the whole house wall when you put that on. But if you use that up close, you're not going to get anything done.
Ryudo doing great on the roof. My number one thing with Ryudo is I'm not seeing him use the tab, the orange flash to check where dirt is a lot. And I think that would help out because there's definitely a couple times where I see him sweeping over stuff that's already fully cleaned. And I just think having that using that orange flash more often, even if it's a little ugly, just to know exactly. Okay, and he is using it. He's just using it a little bit more sparingly. And like, those are free, you know, and it doesn't take time. If you can tap tab while you're doing other stuff, you can just do that.
I hear the best power washers have it on a pedal.
God, probably, right? Yeah, that would be the smart play. Yeah, time to break out my stinky board, or whatever that thing was called. My 4-way gamer pedal.
Get one of those bobbing birds that just hit the key over and over again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, drinking bird on your tab. Okay, and we're starting to see Splish Splash Your Property Trash, making up that percentage game.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of wall here. My favorite thing to clean probably is the walls. It's nice and square. Feels good. You get a huge percentage. The morale booster is what it is. And you get all this. The house looks way better when you're done with that. Like, you could just say you're done and they'd probably be okay with it. Most people would be happy to see the whole wall clean at least. It's like you just painted their house.
Basically. It's just reverse painting. You're just taking off. It's like how, like, when you get certain buildings, like old buildings, where instead of like stripping the paint off before they painted over it, they just keep putting more paint on the walls. And then you like pull it off and it's just like a stack of like 12 different colors. It's just you're peeling off a layer of the new color and finding the old one underneath. I think my favorite instance of those is still automotive manufacturers in particular who use like a lot of automotive spray. They'll get buildups of like all their different colors of paint, and it just kind of becomes like an orb it's like all these different colors, and people like polish them up and sell them. I think they call it Fordite, maybe. I can't remember the exact name. I think I saw Geop earlier, and if Geop's in chat, he'll know exactly what I'm talking about and the name and 12 examples. Is it Fordite? Okay, word, it's Fordite. Yeah, Fordite. Look it up. It's pretty cool.
That ladder is in the way. It will block the shot. It's a real ladder.
Yup.
It's a real virtual ladder.
If you ever want to experience the joys of ray tracing in this game, you can put the ladder in front of something, stand in one spot, and then clean everything. And then you'll see a shadow from your exact angle of where the rays were traced. I get a billion people saying, is it a mineral, and it gets old. It is not. I don't believe it is a mineral because it's made of paint. I don't think that counts. Okay, and yeah, Splish Splash starting to pull ahead a little bit. That lead is starting to fade as Ryudo's running out of roof real estate to be quickly cleaning.
I feel like you can get this kind of wall that Wobbly Python's working on from the side, even. And really get a whole lot of it. Like, you can do all kinds of things to angle this differently and get it done faster. Mm-hmm. It's so big you could have, you could hit from the top, really, if you wanted to. You could do whatever. Another piece of tech that players will want to keep in mind when they're doing this is
If a surface is particularly large, you only need, 99.7 or whatever of it cleaned up. And when you got something super tiny, obviously that means you still just have to clean it all. When you get these super big surfaces like walls and stuff, it's to some extent it means like you can leave a little bit behind if you choose. And then it comes down to like, how do you optimize cleaning enough of it as fast as possible? And like, where do you leave the acceptable losses?
Well, the obvious answer to that is there moss or rust on it that you can ignore that until last?
Yeah.
That's step one. Just sweep over it with a pressure that is hard enough to get everything else. There it is. See, that was a lot of grime that just disappeared instantly there.
Yup. And again, if you plan around that, you can probably shave off a good couple of seconds per surface, like on those big surfaces.
I think that's especially true of the chimney on this map because it's one of the mossiest pieces, but it's also quite large.
And again, though, like, bouncing back and forth on those percentages. Like, last match, we had them, Splish Splash Your Property's Trash was pulling ahead. We were at this point, and Splish Splash was at 78%, and Blast Processing was at 50%, and now Blast Processing is ahead. This is what I'm talking about. Again, any team Ryudo's on, I'm scared of. It doesn't matter. Ryudo's on the short list of people I do not want to run into at a mystery game tournament. Oh. And yeah, we'll see if Splish Splash flies ahead. Have they had anyone on the roof? They haven't, had they?
It looks pretty grimy up there. They've been working together on the bottom floor.
Yeah, if it's just both of them boosting onto the roof and just cooking, they might rip ahead. Only one way to find out.
They're gonna have to do the back porch on the Wobbly Python and Rito team here, the Blast Processors, and that's gonna take a while.
Yeah.
It's not a trellis, but it's similar with the fence.
It's got the fence, which is pretty awkward. It's also got some stuff where if you're not willing to go stubby gun, you're gonna have trouble cleaning that roof because you just can't build enough space to use the long nozzle or extra long nozzle effectively unless you're standing like out back at a weird angle, in which case, like, are you realistically gonna get all the cleaning done fast enough? And the answer is probably not. Probably not. Okay, yeah, and Splish Splash is on the roof, so it's time to see if they really start cooking ahead.
Wish we had like a Mario Party graph of the percent measurement over time.
Right?
To see when it crosses, and it's about to. They're about to tie.
Yup. And Ryudo almost done with it, just stuck on this little guy. There's probably a piece of rust at a weird angle. I'm almost willing to guarantee he has to go onto the other side and crouch, and then he'll get the last bit he needs. Oh no, Ryudo. Okay, got it. Get out of there, get out of there.
For the first time on the map, Split Splash has taken the lead from Blast Processors.
Mm-hmm. And Ryudo getting at the gutters, Wobbly still working on some of the walls.
There's these steps which have an underside to them. Somehow the dirt has climbed in like a virus. Like, it's all over the place. It's just everywhere. So you have to get it from underneath each step also, which takes time. You have to crouch. It's actually prone position currently that we're in to try and get that dirt. We're lying on the ground, shooting it like a sniper to get that dirt.
Stream back. Okay, there we go. Yeah, and there's the roof pulling pretty far ahead at this point.
quite a percent. Now,
Yeah.
we didn't see it yet. We sort of saw, we had it happen, but it didn't make a deal. It didn't make or break the game. They were losing anyway, but getting stuck on a single thing in this one, like the fence post last round, could be a huge difference.
This one could be brutal too. Yeah, this house has some really nasty bits you can miss. Like we saw the panel earlier. What does panel mean? What panel? Yeah, what do you need to clean? I don't know. Some wood? What do you mean some wood? It's all wood.
I got stuck when I was making the saves for this. I got stuck on the infamous woods map with the treehouse, looking for one plank somewhere. And it was a plank.
And
hidden
those
under
are
a
always
tree.
the worst because yeah, I was gonna say, or you find like it's a little corner piece on the very edge. It's like a 2-inch long piece of wood hidden among a bunch of other 9-foot long pieces of wood.
Now, I have done the treehouse before, and I still got stuck on that. Going in knowing to watch out for that and to make sure that I got every plank that I was spraying, like just not leaving any. I still got stuck on one, just one.
All right, and we're on final checklist for Splish Splash. Very close now. Still though, so like again, it's hard to overstate. Splish Splash right now is about to set a record for this stage by almost 2 minutes under the last rounds. Yeah, there they go, 13-13. Unbelievable. Best we've seen so far has been 15 minutes. So,
There it
or at
is.
least that was, you know, the match one. So, who doggy, absolutely cooking. And again, big shout outs to Blast Processing, really managing to like close that gap a bit. But whew, Splish Splash just going wild. So we've got two really strong teams going into next round already.
Splish Splash will be playing against Hello Allison and Weary Katie on Confused Painters
All right.
at some
Well,
point.
Hopefully everyone who saw this and is getting ready for round 2 realizes like, dang, maybe we should like run a round or two. Maybe we should, oh crap, maybe we should open this bad boy up. Maybe like get a little plan together.
On
And
Friday,
again,
we have 2 more.
Wally Python and Ryudo are not out of the tournament yet. This is a double elimination, so we will see them on loser's side down the road.
Yep, we have Trucy True and Sanguinary versus Caravan and Mr. Torture. Caravan and Mr. Torture are already coming back for another round on Friday. Robust Laser and Zero Gravian on Team Lights Out will be playing against the Maniacal Gamer and Flagra on Gills and Chills. That'll be Friday as well.
Ooh. And that's starting at, that is 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Mountain, I believe.
Yep, same time as today.
Mm-hmm.
We
So if
can-
you aren't already following here at twitch.tv/smite, please do, or else you're going to miss this tournament action and also all the other wild tournaments that Smite does. Because if you think Powerwash Simulator is the wildest concept you've heard for a tournament, you clearly have not been following my friend for very long. Because Smite has had some truly wild ones, including Tetris Jenga. How long ago was the Tricky Towers tournament now? I feel like that was like 5 years ago.
That's in my history. Let me see.
And yeah, again, not too bad from Blast Processing. Against lesser opponents, they would have won.
2017 and 2018. The 2018 one never got finished. It was too much tricky
Yeah, about
towers.
5 years ago. Yeah, Mystery Triathlon still ongoing. And what is this, like Rev 3 of the Mystery Triathlon at this point?
It is the 4th.
4th one, sorry, my bad.
We ran out of new mysteries to play, but I have so many. We brought in some new systems this time. We brought in PlayStation and stuff.
Ooh.
Next week, no, this Friday is this. We're gonna be doing the playground map as map 1, and the fire truck is round 2 with the Urban X U2 washer.
Ooh, okay. There's going to be some really interesting strategies at play then, because that fire truck is one of the first things you run into that has like a lot of rust. Like a lot of rust.
They're looking for something. On the left, are they still looking?
I think they're pointing at something. There appears to be something on the other roof.
They need to get this gutter.
Yeah, they saw a cat, which understandable. If you realize the other team's done and you saw a cat, yeah, you could take a second.
I didn't know there were any cats visible. That's great. The game's plot is that all of the cats have disappeared, especially the mayor's cat, who has a bounty out on it because it's a very important cat. It's just like a Punxsutawney Phil kind of thing, it looks like, in this town, this weird town. So they want that cat back, and they can't find it. They're very upset.
Yeah, that's Ulysses.
They were pointing at a cat. That's exactly what they were doing.
And yeah, GG's to everybody. Extremely looking forward to more of this down the line. If people are already heating up this much in the first round, I cannot wait to see what we see in round 2, round 3. I'm expecting people to like get some bad ideas and really start to implement them, and that's what I'm here for.
I'll tell you, the playground is a complicated, difficult map. The fire truck is rusty as heck, and the playground has so many pieces with so many angles that need to be hit. Just the slide alone, that big dinosaur slide, will take a while, and I think that map can be done in less than 30 minutes for sure, but it's going to be a lot more work than this one was.
All right. So, Smite, are you going to move on to some additional content? Do you know what content that's going to... What's the content?
Let me see.
Is it...
We were doing
you finished
FF7.
Secret of Evermore, right?
Yeah, thankfully. Oh, man. Okay. Oh, jeez. I wanted that done so I could just say I was done with it.
Nothing better than healing and boosting yourself and your dog while you pray your dog takes out the final boss for you.
It gave me a spell that let me shoot instantly, and I was hitting for like 600, but then I gave it to my dog. And my dog was putting out 3k over and over again, just biting the crap out of the enemy, and all I was doing was trying not to, like, I could play as the dog, but then my main character will die and that's it, game over. If I play as myself, I can resurrect my dog and just... Because the enemy was also doing tremendously silly damage. That game was wild. That game was out of its mind. It seemed like it had the elements of being funny. Like, it didn't take itself very seriously, but... Wow. No, I think I'm done. Is there anyone we should host?
Oh, let me see. Let's see if any Pit Crew folks are live.
Since Sumo Boom is here, I think I'll spill the news on what I'll be doing here tomorrow.
Ooh.
Let me get a picture up of this villain. Well, first of all, here's why we play this
live. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. I'll host over at Author Blues. This is the art from Wobbly Python of the Stranger.
Mm-hmm.
And tomorrow afternoon, I'll be picking up this little monster, who is yet to be named.
Puppy! A puppy.
It's a good dog.
Such a good dog, dude.
I went and met it and confirmed it was a good dog, and I am satisfied to say it is. It is as good as a dog can get, I guess. There you go.
That's right. Smite did the legwork and is confirmed. That's a good dog. Oh, is there anything better than a tiny puppy carrying a toy as big as the puppy?
I went and bought toys today, and I made sure that they were quite large, because that's what this dog likes to do, is trip, you know, when you're dragging like a carpet and you're stepping on it while you walk. That's the kind of toys that you want to get your dog. They love doing that. It's their favorite thing, is to fall over. That's what puppies like.
To fall over? Yeah, to pick up a toy, decide that they want to take it for themselves, and then they try to sprint off, and then they trip over the toy that they're holding.
That's the good stuff. That's what I
That's
saw.
so good.
Well, I'll host over to Author Blues. Have a good night, everybody.
Take it easy, everybody. Have a good night.